Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video, of course. Hope everyone's well. Obviously today is a new month. October has begun. Didn't start off at the best. I didn't start off on the best of foots, if you know what I mean. I woke up a bit late as usual and a bit tired and all that, or was a bit tired. And I'm not very good at mornings, so it wasn't the best of starts. And I didn't really plan as much as I like. Normally before I go to sleep, I'd love to plan the day ahead, but I always seem to I try and think of my list of 30 ideas or whatever, and I normally fall asleep, so I count a few. But anywho, so as it's October and it's Black History Month here in the UK, or as I call it, Black History and Empowerment Month, I hope to focus on supporting certain groups, the global Black diaspora, worldwide Black diaspora, especially from Africa and Britain, because it's British. It's in Britain that it's Black History Month, so Black British success stories in politics, business, and other areas. So I'm hoping to get around to that. And as ever, as I normally do, as you've probably noticed if you've watched any of my videos in the past, I normally focus on certain things on certain days. So I'm probably going to try and do that again, like on Fridays, like famous Black people, if I can find any. Well, I'm sure I can think of a list, and I might have like lists of 30 famous Black people. Sometimes I'll try and do videos that are not in list form, just to mix it up a bit. And also, like, other groups I wish to support are people with learning disabilities, especially dyslexia, because it's also Dyslexia Awareness Month. In the UK, it's only like a week or a fortnight, something like that, but in America, it's a month. But it's worldwide. And also, like, as part of that, like, people with learning disabilities, generally neurodiverse conditions, that I put in speech marks, and also, like, possibly people of colour generally, but especially Black. And I'm hoping this book, The Gift of Dyslexia by Ron Davis, my sister in Australia, bless her, she gave me this for my birthday. I actually only wanted to give donations to charities like my friend's school in Africa, in Kenya more specifically, but she gave me loads of stuff. Now she's a doctor, so she gave me loads of stuff. But anywho, so I'm going to try and stop waffling and get on with my lists as I usually do. Obviously this is part one, so I hope you will enjoy it and check out part 1, 2 and 3 as well. But yeah, on the note of the reason why I mentioned this is I hope to do a reading of this. I don't normally read that much, but I hope to read a bit of it at least, if not all of it, and like some reviews and things and that sort of thing. But yeah, so I'm going to try and crack on with my list, because otherwise I'm going to be this video is going to be really long, so I'll try and keep it short. So please forgive me if I do quite quick, because as ever I want to come up with 30 ideas, which I break up into 3 different videos, part 1, 2 and 3, each having 10 different ideas. So here goes. So yeah, number 1, as it's a Thursday, I specifically hope to focus on or start focusing on like Black people in politics around the world, and like in the future I'd love to interview them either through Skype or if I remember my Skype account, or create a new one or whatever, which is going to be a bit of hassle, but I'll do my best. But yeah, like, or their Skype account, and they can record it to YouTube or things like that. So interviewing Black politicians or Black people about their views about politics and things like that. And finding, yeah, Black people who are not involved in politics getting interested, and also just generally listening to the voice of Black people, including in politics around the world, as I say, especially from Britain and Africa as well, in this month. Number 2, again, like just generally listening to the views of Black people and like raising awareness of Black people's issues, and also dyslexics as well, as I've done a little bit in the past, like whether that's writers, ironically, for dyslexic writers, also Black writers, politicians, and people in different fields, artists and all that. And again, like on different days, I'm hoping to focus on different things. Obviously, as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, so I'm hoping to be a bit patient with my ideas. Normally, I want to like cross the bridge before it's made us, if you like. I've heard that term before, like basically try and do things before they're ready, or basically I try and rush things. So I hope to be active, like not be idle or lazy or anything like that, but also at the same time not rush too much. So I hope like to be more motivated. Sometimes I like sit down and watch things on YouTube, and I like spend too much of my time doing that. So I hope to do as much writing as I can, as much planning as I can, YouTube videos and things like that. On that note, I also hope to support like Black projects in projects by Black and stroke dyslexic people, such as their YouTube channels, TikTok videos and things like that. Like possibly react to some of their videos if I can, if I get around to it, or maybe in the future like plan for doing things like that. Number 3, I'd love to hear again from the views of Black and stroke dyslexic people and neurodiverse people generally, and possibly people of colour generally, POC. about their views generally on in terms, as well as sharing my own as a person of color and a dyslexic person. Here, views of people of color and especially black people, the black diaspora, on in terms of like things like politics and what freedom means to them, and possibly look at ways like for people of color or minorities to have people of color or minorities having reduced taxes or things like that. That could be about part of reparations, but I hope to come to that anyway in the future. Number 4, again, like hopefully do different things on each day and like plan as I'm going along and look at ways to make peace. Recently, I was thinking like one way to perhaps make peace in the world is to like boycott countries that go to war. Like at the moment, Azerbaijan and Armenia, unfortunately, are at war with each other, and I think it could be an idea to sort of say countries that go to war, we're going to boycott them, and then through that, excuse me, it will hit businesses and individuals in the pocket, and hopefully that will put pressure on politicians to say we're going to stop going to war, and that could hopefully make peace around the world. So as ever, I'd love to hear what people think about that and how people of color can make peace and like create pacifism and things like that. Number 5, I hope to talk about my goals and aspirations. Also listen, as I say, to Dyslexic and to record black people's goals and views, aspirations, and things like that around the world, especially in countries like South Africa and across Africa, even Central Africa perhaps, and also, as I say, in Britain and around the world, in Europe and elsewhere. Number 6, I'd love to hear from like black success stories and how they can inspire other black people in the future to reach their full potential. And again, similar, whatever projects I do for black people, I could probably do similar for dyslexics. Number 7, I've got this quirky idea. I hope to explain it as well as possible. I'll do my best to explain it, but there are shows like one here in the UK called Pointless, or there's Deal or No Deal. I don't think that's running anymore, but you could probably check out some of the old episodes on YouTube. And I thought of an idea to make like black and to record dyslexic versions. So perhaps all the participants or panelists or whatever they're called could be black people, or even the host could be black, or there could be different versions. Excuse me. And some of the questions asked in Pointless, for instance, could be, or when they in Deal or No Deal, they talk about their story, about things about themselves. So this could be like instead where black people talk about their own stories personally or black history. So I hope I'll be able to explain that in the future. It's a bit of a complex idea, but I hope it makes some sort of sense. But I was thinking basically of a black history version or dyslexia awareness version where people talk about facts about dyslexia or black history or things like that, and successes and achievements of black and or dyslexic people, which I think have something in common where both groups can be looked down upon because we're different. So I think black and or dyslexic people have something in common, as I say. But yeah, just generally shows on TV, generally as many as possible, possibly versions of already existing shows which have us where they ask questions instead. It could be like about black history, or where they talk about themselves. It could be like talking about black people they're proud of, or black achievements in history, or things like that. So I'd love to hear what you think about that idea and whether it makes sense, or what you would do with that idea, or whatever you would, what your take is on my ideas, like whether you think they're too naive or they're workable, or how you would put those ideas into practice. I hope that makes sense. People who have more success or experience, which probably is not really hard to do, could give advice based on my ideas or whatever ideas you have, as ever. Number 8, again, hope like to encourage people of color and other groups, disadvantaged groups and communities to come together and perhaps support the black community and dyslexic community as well. So basically allies, to put it simply. Often it could be people of color, other times it could be other oppressed minorities or groups, people from countries like Ireland, which also faced persecution, and like just generally people who want to see people do well regardless of their background and take on the challenges faced by black diaspora, and working together against racism and hate, extremism, and things like that. Number 9, as I said before, I'd love to support black politicians as well as dyslexic politicians and writers, artists, authors. And I think it's quite ironic that there are many dyslexic writers. I'd love to hear their stories. There are a few on YouTube. If you type in like dyslexic authors or writers or whatever on YouTube, you will see quite a few, and even a few dyslexic politicians like Matt Hancock here in the UK, Gavin Newsom in the US. And there are probably many more. I'd love to hear from them and their stories, and maybe interview them in the future, or they can interview me or whatever. And number 10, again, whenever I have chance and time to do, I hopefully will do. And then whatever I might not do this month, hopefully I will do in November or December. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I am out. Peace on out.